Hi Gracie, it's Daddy. I hope you liked the last Pinkalicious book that I read to you. It was about Pinkalicious and her friend Allison inviting Rose to play jump rope. And then after they played jump rope, they had a play date and did a lot of things at Pinkalicious's house. This next one is about her friend Allison and Pinkalicious. It's called Pinkalicious Pinky Promise. So there's Pinkalicious in pink and her friend Allison. And this talks about how they make a pinky promise. A pinky promise is when you guys go like this with your pinkies with a friend and you make a promise to each other. That's called a pinky promise. So Allison tells a story about what happened to her mom. And Pinkalicious says, I was making a picture. So there's Pinkalicious making a picture. She tells her mom this. For my teacher, Mr. Pushkin. Pinkalicious' teacher is Mr. Pushkin. And then she tells her mom, I ran out of my favorite color. And guess what Pinkalicious's favorite color is? It's pink. So then Pinkalicious says, I asked my friend Allison if I could borrow her paints. And then Allison said, just don't use up all the pink. And then Pinkalicious says, I won't, I promise. And then Pinkalicious worked really hard on painting a picture. Pinkalicious gave the picture to Mr. Pushkin. And Mr. Pushkin said to Pinkalicious, what a terrific painting. And then Mr. Pushkin said, it's so pink. And then Pinkalicious says, you mean it's pinkerific. Then Allison came over to get her paint set. Some of the colors were empty. Uh-oh. And then Pinkalicious says, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because Pinkalicious used up some of the paints. And then, because she used up Allison's paints and Allison was upset, she said, I'm sorry. And then Pinkalicious says, by mistake, I used up all the pink. It was a mistake. Allison didn't mean to use up it all, but she did. And then Allison says to Pinkalicious, you also used up all the red and white. And then Pinkalicious says, well, red and white make pink. So when you take red and you mix it with white with your paints, you're going to see it turns pink. So that means that Pinkalicious used up all the pink paint and all the red and the white paint, because when she mixed the red and the white, that was pink too, because she needed so much pink. Because Pinkalicious likes pink everything. And then Allison, see, she's frowning. Frowning is when you do an upside down smile like this. That's frowning. I'm frowning. Can you frown? So Allison was frowning because she wasn't happy that Pinkalicious used up all her paint. And then Allison says, you said you wouldn't use up all the paint. You promised. And then Pinkalicious says, I'm really, really sorry. And then Allison just picked up her paint set. This is Allison's paint set, and just walked away mad. And then at lunchtime, Pinkalicious sat all alone because Allison didn't want to sit with her because she was mad. Pinkalicious says, I ate my jelly sandwich, but it doesn't taste good when you're eating by yourself. And then Pinkalicious thought of something. And she went back to the classroom and she made Allison a card to apologize. The card is very blue. She said to Allison, there were no other colors but blue. So she made a blue butterfly. See? Allison made a picture, or Pinkalicious made a picture of a blue butterfly and gave it to Allison. And then Allison says to Pinkalicious, thank you for the card, it's beautiful. And then Pinkalicious says, can we still be friends? And then Allison says, of course we're friends, Pinkalicious. And then Allison said, I'm sorry that I got angry about the paint. I won't get mad next time. And then Pinkalicious was so happy and said, let's play this weekend. And then that weekend, they had another play date like before, and Allison this time came over to play with Pinkalicious. And then when Allison came over, Pinkalicious gave Allison some pink paint. And Allison was so happy to get the present of pink paint. And then Allison and Pinkalicious went and got some peppermint ice cream with raspberry swirl on top. And they had 2 cherries, see? 2 cherries on top of the ice cream. And they each had their own ice cream. And then Pinkalicious says, it's so fun to share. And then Allison said to Pinkalicious, as they ate their ice cream, see they're eating their ice cream, Allison says to Pinkalicious, let's always be friends. And then they made a pinky promise. They pinky promised to be friends forever. That's the end of the book. But remember, if you have a friend, you can make a promise with them, a pinky promise with your girlfriend, and you go like this, your pinky and her pinky, and you put them together, and you go, I pinky promise to always be your friend. And then they have to always be your friend. And they could be your best friend. You can pinky promise to be best friends. Let's be best friends, pinky promise. And then you both say that, and you're now best friends. I love you so much, Gracie. I didn't see you today at the library, so I missed you a lot. You can always meet Daddy at the library, and I can read books to you. Or you can come over to Daddy, and we can play. Or if Mommy sets it up, I can meet you somewhere and we can play. Daddy would very much like to teach you how to play soccer. I'd really like to hear about your day and what you're doing. You know, I love you so much, Grace. I haven't seen you in a very, very long time. And that makes Daddy sad when he doesn't see you. He thinks about you a lot and he misses you. So if you ask Mommy, maybe she can set up a play date with you and Daddy. I love you so much. I hope to see you soon. I love you, Gracie. I will always love you more than everything else. I will always be there for you. You always come first in Daddy's heart. Daddy's heart feels for you so much. I love you, Gracie.